All right, welcome back everybody to Cool Sports Chat episode 12. I know we are 1 day delayed. I do apologize for that, but we originally were on a radio show last night, and I would say go watch it, but some stuff transpired, so now you were unable to watch it. I do apologize. Um, but yeah, we have lots of other things. We were on a couple podcasts recently, so if you want to go check those out, check those out. We're happy to have you guys here joining us for the sports chat. So where should we start? I don't even know. I will tell you guys, after last night, my brain is kind of fried. It was crazy, crazy, crazy. Uh, so Brendan, where should we start tonight?
Um, I don't know. College recap? World Series recap? Can we believe that Diamondbacks are in the World Series? Hey, speaking of Diamondbacks.
All right, here we go. Go Big Snakes. Go Big Snakes. Get this.
So, Scotty, what's the aura around Arizona right now with the Diamondbacks, obviously?
Oh, we're pretty excited about the Diamondbacks. Everybody's ready to go. Just go ahead and just bring the trophy over now. It'll just be so much easier. Then we can get into basketball and hockey season and get into the real world. So
I've been in hockey for the last 2 weeks now.
Well, it's Arizona. We take a little bit of time to get quote unquote warmed up. We have to get warmed up in the hockey, so we need some help.
Are the Diamondbacks going to be able to pack their stadium with their fans in the stadium?
Oh yeah, no. That when you have something as important as a championship, then that's when everybody comes out. The other times just during the season, well, unless it's the Cubs, there's not that much attraction. But now there'll be plenty. There will be plenty. So.
Speaking of Arizona, how is the Coyotes and like their fan base doing? Because I actually saw a post about the Coyotes game thanks to AEW. So I was just seeing how everyone was feeling about the Coyotes right now.
Well, they're getting pieces. The rebuild is still building. We're not really going to be there yet. Might squeak into the playoffs, but probably not. But still should be kind of exciting here and there. So definitely worth a watch on most occasions. So.
Yeah, and Matt, I see you wearing your championship hat. I actually here. There we go. One Colorado sports team I can wear, right? Last night, was it last night or night before?
Last night.
Yeah. Obviously, Denver is pretty excited to have that going on. So, it's all new to them, especially with basketball. I mean, maybe not sports in general, but basketball world. Not as crazy as seeing the Cubs win the World Series, but
those rings look incredible.
Yeah, no, the rings for the Nuggets were actually really good. I know, was it last week or week before we were talking about poor championship ring designs? The Nuggets were not one. They were definitely nice looking ones. Bobby.
Yeah, you know who I want to win the World Series? I have family down in Dallas, and I've actually been to the Diamondback Stadium a few times watching Diamondbacks play when I lived down in Arizona. So it should be a fun one.
Yeah, we will keep you guys updated as much as we can. Obviously, it's different with the World Series. Much like the Stanley Cup, there's multiple. Oh, look at Bobby. 3 in a row. 3's up there. Hey, Bobby, it's good. Take the Bronco off. Put the Nuggets on. I like where you're going. That's a good
Yep.
decision. So no fire cells yet with Denver. I know we were kind of expecting that. They might have lucked out a win again, even though I felt like the football gods were almost leaning to letting the Broncos win because there's that crazy catch by Green Bay to get the touchdown, and I was like, "Oh, football gods!" Especially, let's get to the talk of Denver right now. Kareem Jackson.
They reduced his game thing to 2 games for the hit. Oh, shoulder.
But Bob, again, it's you're thinking it's a helmet to helmet. That was not the call on the field. The call on the field was hitting a defenseless
Yeah,
receiver,
the player, right.
which he's notorious for.
Notorious for it.
I don't think honestly they should have reduced it. It was a dirty hit, probably not, but a bad hit, yes. I mean, the one against Washington, for sure, is probably the ugliest hit out of the whole season. But in today's NFL world, and I complained about this a couple weeks ago, I think it's stupid that these players.
That's a bad one. That was bad.
Yeah, but these players can't hit each other anymore. You get paid.
Yep.
Like more money than you've ever been paid before, and you can't hit anymore now. You can't hit a receiver. You can't hit a quarterback. I mean, might as well just go ahead and put the flags on these guys and let them play flag football.
Yep.
If you're going to call it down the line, it was a good call. The NFL rules, he clearly broke. He should be suspended, and I'm glad he is.
Yep.
Considering that he's given multiple players concussions already this year alone. I mean, if we want to look back at the Jacoby Myers hit while he was on the ground, that's another one. If we want to, look at that. We got a Toronto Raptors hat on. What is?
I like that one though. That's the good Raptors logo. I miss the old dinosaur.
Right. So here's another one from last year where he was going in helmet leading on a Chargers player, actually ended up concussing his own player with a helmet to helmet. So, and then later that game, he ended up taking out the Chargers running back with a helmet to helmet as well. I mean, it was almost too easy to find. I mean, we found one for Baltimore where, again, helmet to helmet. Like, I don't know. At some point, it's not just a coincidence, maybe one or two. That's what a lot of people were saying at the beginning of the season. Obviously, back-to-back weeks, he had people in concussion protocol. But at some point, you got to wonder, especially what happened under Sean Payton down in New Orleans. You got to wonder.
Now, if he was hitting dirty last year, he's still hitting dirty now. Payton wasn't here last year. But he's a Payton-type player.
Right. Well, it makes you wonder, did the defender or defensive coach get a bad rap,
Right.
So let's talk NFL Week 7. Crazy week. We saw a lot of interesting scores. Matt, why don't we start with you? Because, I mean, you guys, I know Nick, my coworker, pretty excited by what happened Monday with the prime time Vikings game.
Yeah, no, it was exciting. Of course, it starts off with the drama of here we go again, turning the ball over. It's like you can't even with the Vikings this year in turnovers. But in order to get the ball pretty much right back, I think it was like 2 plays later, to intercept it back, was a little bit of a relief. But I still had a lot of doubts going into it because it's like, all right, when is primetime Kirk going to show his head? And he actually played a really damn good game, and so did the Vikings. The offensive line finally, held its ground and didn't allow him to get sacked. I think this was one of the first times this season that the 49ers weren't able to sack a quarterback. But in all around, it was a good game, and the Vikings showed, the potential that they do have, and we're minus Justin Jefferson still.
Yeah, I mean, Addison popped off. I know Brendan not super thrilled with that one for fantasy reasons. But, man, Addison, I mean, if you compare that with Jefferson, I mean, that would be really good. We'll see what happens with Kirk. I know there's still a lot of talk about him. People think he's going to get traded. Obviously, he's come out and said he's not waiving that clause, but you never know, right? We shall see. Uh, Brendan, you guys were also prime time this week. Philadelphia, uh, pretty good win for them over Miami. I mean, the showcase win 31-17. I know there was a lot of people complaining about the referee who lived in Pennsylvania called penalties on Eagles, but how many of those would have actually helped the Miami Dolphins win the game? Brendan, what are you thinking going in?
I think the Eagles played better than I thought. I honestly thought that they were going to get burned for a couple more touchdowns. They did a decent trade this week for another safety. I think it helps their depth. I was kind of shocked that they gave up a safety just because of their depth, but I think it should help them. He is a star. He is a Pro Bowler, so bringing Bird in from Tennessee is a good accusation.
You accusing people of, Brendan.
I'm. Anyways,
Acquisition.
Thank you.
Welcome.
I actually had to see other people's pictures, and now there was a couple things where I'm like, yeah, they should have called that on Philly, but I actually had to see other people's posts on Facebook and stuff for them to slow-mo it and stuff for me to actually be able to see it. I think still my big thing is just throughout the whole NFL, refs are so, I don't know if lenient is the right word, but they need to start deciding when to call false start. Because I keep seeing offensive linemen jumping offsides in every game, not just the Eagles, but so yeah.
Looks like we lost Matt, but game tie. Back to our original amount. Ty, how are you feeling?
They went to the park. I don't know where they are now.
All right. Scott,
What's going on?
two games. Indianapolis comes up just short of Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then obviously Cardinals being the Cardinals. Well, what is up with their white jerseys? I am not a fan.
Yeah,
Your question is, what's not up with Cardinals?
Well, yeah. I don't know. I think actually the white ones are better than the red ones. The red ones are just red. They're like giant tomatoes. I mean, there's no extra striping or anything like that. Now, a couple of weeks ago, they came out with black ones that looked pretty cool, with the kind of the similar striping as on the white, but with the black background. They look really cool, and the all black helmets. That one looked really neat. But otherwise, yeah. This year's uniforms, other than the black ones, they really suck. They really do.
I mean, and the Colts wore their, what is that, midnight outfit?
They wore the midnight outfit. That's not bad. Not too bad. Kind of like taking, instead of the two stripes coming over the shoulder, coming down the sleeve there. That's kind of neat. I like those. And the all the black helmet with the darker blue horseshoe, but having a nice little trim so it doesn't just bleed into it, disappears. Those are kind of cool. I like those.
I will say, when I was seeing pictures with the Browns, I was like, who are they playing? I totally forgot they have that outfit or that uniform this year. So I was like, what is that? It looks like I was so confused.
The Browns that have very little brown in it in their uniforms.
Right.
Call them the whites, I guess.
I mean, we'll call them the non-Deshaun Watsons. That's what we'll call them.
Yeah, not sure what's going on with him.
I don't know, because apparently he gets hurt during the game. after not playing, even though everyone says he was cleared. We don't know. Obviously, we're not there. We're not the doctors. He comes in. He apparently goes into concussion protocol and then gets cleared, but doesn't return. And now he's out with a shoulder injury. I mean, I have no idea. That's $200 million right there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does anyone have a quarterback I can have for fantasy? Because I need a new one.
Actually, I need another. I need a new backup one. I picked up Hoyer just because, and boy, he crapped the bucket too. So I don't think I don't have a backup quarterback either. So,
Yeah, this year there's some quarterback issues going on. I did see our guy Will Levis that we made a big deal of during the draft getting the start this week. I know there was a rumor for a while that they were going to play both quarterbacks, and there's just no way that can work during a game. Like that throws off all the timing and everything. So it's good
kinda
they
sad
settled
picked
it
him up.
down. What?
It's kind of sad your mom picked him up.
Hey, Brennan, make a trade. So Ty, why don't you talk a little bit? I know Houston didn't play this week, but I will be right back. Let everyone know your feelings on Houston's season so far.
What's that? It's kind of noisy here.
You know, let everyone know about how you feel about how Houston's season's going so far.
And again, I'm sticking by my story. It's been a little bit of a surprise the last couple weeks. I think Stroud's going to start to, pick it up. He's based on Yahoo. He's only predicted 12 points this week. But I think over time, once he gets over that first hump, just like Trevor Lawrence did with Jacksonville, he'll do well in the second year. It's just going to be one of those development years for CJ. So I don't have a lot to expect. Maybe they pull a rabbit out of the hat in a way. But time's going to tell.
Yep.
Plus, we got to see if the injury bug hits him. So, I don't know. It's back and forth right now. So, not sure. And I know the Broncos got lucky and squeaked one against the Packers, but
Yeah.
I was too busy focusing on this.
I like that rain, boy. You see the new ones? Holy nuts.
What'd you say?
The new earrings are nice. They're sweet looking.
Oh, the new ones? Yeah, what they call a double ring where it's
Yeah.
hollow.
I don't know how much
You
they
can pull it
are.
up. You
They
can
probably go
pull
for
it out.
thousands, probably.
Altitude Authentics is selling them.
How much?
$9,995.
Oh my God.
I was gonna say the Vegas Golden Knights, just like the face of the ring,
Yeah.
like for a necklace, so shrunk down and everything, was $400 and something, and I was
Yeah,
like, that's
not cheap.
ridiculous.
That's not cheap.
No, the one that I just had, I think I paid $250 for that one. But yeah, to get the other ones, it's right around two. You can get the replica with either Jokic, Murray, or Coach on it for $220. Well, that's where the price starts.
Right.
I don't know, it'd be cool, but I don't know if it's worth it.
Yeah.
But anyways, kind of keeping my fingers crossed behind my back that Peyton and the Broncos kind of get things on track. I know they dropped Jackson's suspension from 4 to 2, even though he was fined $25,000.
Yep.
So we'll see where that goes.
Yep.
Especially with Mahomes and Kelsey coming into town.
Yep.
It's supposed to be a snowy game too.
Yeah. supposed to be cold too. Cold.
Oh, dude, it's a high of, what'd they say, 39
Oof.
with the snow. So it's going to be chilly.
Those were some of the best football games to play in.
Yeah.
Nothing will ever beat the Tundra Bowl in Green Bay, dude.
That might be a little cold for me.
I don't know how people can do that one. You probably enter the stadium with 10 digits and leave with about 7.
Maybe a few less toes, too.
That too. Yeah, man, that stuff gets cold. But I don't know. Sounds like Purdy probably isn't playing against Cincy this week. He has a chance to be out. He didn't practice at all. Hasn't practiced at all this week, and probably won't because he's in concussion protocol.
Right.
So I don't know about him. I think I still feel like the Eagles are going to cruise because they're healthy, and you got the Jets and the Giants playing. That's going to be probably a crap show. But I don't know. There's a bunch of different matchups I kind of question. So
All right. Looks like Matt is back on. I'm back on. Sorry, guys. So, what was Ric Flair doing, Brendan?
He was Tony Khan's present to Sting in the getting ready for Sting's retirement. Because Sting is having his last career match in 2024 coming up.
So, Scott, Indiana, how do you feel about the football team right now? Oh, you're muted.
Yep, that's my bad. Yeah, it's almost basketball season. That's the only thing that matters. We got the commitment from Luan McNeely from Montverde, and now coming up is going to be his center. Derek Queen is his name. Really hoping that Derek will ride along with Liam and join the team after next year. But even still, this coming season, it's going to be awesome. Should be a really, really exciting year for the Hoosiers. That's for sure.
And then, Brendan, how's Texas doing?
Well, we can revisit that next week. Q and or years. I can't say his name right now. He got hurt, so they're having to start up their backup, which means Arch Manning is now the backup quarterback. So we'll see how our starter does this week against a good BYU team. Yeah, we'll see.
So I'm trying to pull up college real quick. All right. Well, let's look at the week ahead of us. We'll start with college first. Wyoming 5-2 is traveling up to Boise State on Saturday, 10:28. Matt, how are you feeling about that one? I see you got your Wyoming hockey
You
jersey
want some
on.
more, man? Let's go Wyoming, baby. Yeah, Boise State just doesn't look so strong now, especially when they lost the Rams, blew a lead a couple weeks ago up in Fort Collins. So I think Wyoming can take care of business in those Broncos.
Yeah, and then keeping it with the Mountain West, we do see Air Force, who's looking strong right now, 7-0, number 19, going up not far, Fort Collins to play Colorado State. Matt, what do you think is going to happen in that one?
It's gonna be I don't know, man. I like the way Colorado State's playing right now. I think they're finally kind of clicking as a team. I just right now they're doing good. I think they're gonna pull off another victory here.
Ty, what about you?
Well, the Hawks got the week off, so get ready for Northwestern on the road next week in Evanston. And aside from that, I feel good about Air Force's chances. Same with CSU. I think CU's got a good chance against UCLA. I mean, UCLA's run game's been pretty dominant, but I think Coach Prime and the guys have a good chance to pull that one out. We'll see.
Matt, do you agree with that one?
I think if they got it handled, I think CSU's got it handled. Wyoming should be able to handle business.
Yeah,
Should be able to. Knock on wood.
that's the key word. After this week in football, with everything that happened, it was just like, well, shoot. I think what was it 2 weeks ago? It was the NCAA where like all the top teams lost, and then this week in the NFL, every top team left. So, the should be's is big this week. I mean, this team should win, but are they going to?
Right. Yeah, I know Louisville, number 18, is at home against Duke, number 20. So we'll see how that
Duke's
one rolls
actually
out.
playing decent right now.
Yeah, I mean, Louisville's playing good against the teams that are ranked. It's the teams that aren't ranked that they usually stumble on. So, I mean, we saw that Pitt, and then they, week before that, they handled Notre Dame, number 10, pretty easy. So, still got faith. Scott, you guys play Penn State, though, is that correct?
Yeah. Kind of like the Michigan game, it'll be over within the first 5 minutes, and then they can clear out the crowd. The students can go back to their parties. We don't want to hang them up too much. Just no, I said we'll let them go back to their studies. With Penn State, they need to be studying. This is my grandfather's alma mater. They need to be studying. I'll tell all the Penn State. My late grandfather is telling them, you got to study. So we don't want the Indiana football team to get in the way of their studies. So that's my suggestion for Saturday.
Yeah, it should be a good week of college football. This year's been pretty good. I mean, obviously the top ones have been the top dogs. There's been a couple of close ones. Do you guys think any of the top seeds, like top ranked teams, get upset this week?
Get upset?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think Kentucky is going to beat Tennessee.
Right.
Well, it's probably the first time in God knows how many years we've seen Alabama out of the top 10 too.
Yeah.
So who knows what they're gonna do? I think it's going week by week.
Yeah, let's run down. We'll look at just the top 10 teams right now. So we already talked Penn State, number 10, is going against Indiana. Scott already gave you his feelings. He said they should be studying, not worrying about football right now. Number 4, Florida State is going against Wake Forest. I don't think that one should be too much of a hang-up for Florida State. This one could get interesting. Number 6, Oklahoma playing unranked Kansas. Do you guys think
That's
that's
going
a
to get
chance?
interesting because Oklahoma almost blew it last week. But then again, Wake Forest hasn't been bad. The Demon Deacons haven't been bad either. So that could be another possible
Dude,
upset.
Oklahoma's going to fill that stadium too, man. They travel very well.
They
So,
travel very well. No kidding.
Yeah, and then we see number 1 Georgia playing Florida, the Gators. You guys see upset there or more
No.
steamroll action?
not with the way Florida's played the last few weeks.
Okay.
There would have been a potential if you would have asked me maybe 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, but
Yeah,
right.
not with the way the Dogs are playing right now. There is no way they get upset by the Gators.
Well, and then number 7 Texas, like Brendan said, playing BYU. We see number 8 Oregon playing Utah. Do you guys think that one? I mean, they're pretty close in the rankings. Do you think they pull the upset there?
Utah wins that one.
Ooh, we got a Utah win.
I could go with that too. I could go with Utah.
All right.
Yeah, the Utes have been playing well. So, I mean, in my eyes, they've been a surprise in terms of performance and some of the games they've won, but they're playing really well. So, there is a high chance for upset there.
Yeah, and then we have number 5 Washington playing Stanford. Probably Washington running away with that one.
Yes.
It depends on the quarterback. I mean, Stanford would have to seriously get lucky, but the Huskies are just hot.
Washington's going to win that one.
And then finally, for top 10 teams, we do have number 3 Ohio State playing unranked Wisconsin. You guys see an upset or more
Ooh,
rolling
Ohio
by?
State's running with that, dude. Wisconsin's going to get killed.
Yep.
All right, you heard it here. Going to get killed. We got it there. So let's jump.
Wisconsin,
Well, I
dude,
guess
they can't
before we
keep
jump
up
to
Ohio State.
NFL, let's look at the week that was in fantasy because we kind of stumbled over that. Matt, Scott, you guys just finished your 2 weeks in a row, right?
Yeah.
And now I'm right back in another doubleheader. So
Are you really?
Yeah, I get 2 in a row with South Park now.
Oh, well, that's why he was pretty bummed out on our Instagram post.
Yeah. I mean, the schedule lineup, whatever the NFL people did over there at their place, just like got it all wackadoodle, man. Like, it is crazy.
All right, let's see. Yeah, because, I mean, you guys had a pretty good matchup, though. Scott, this week you guys are playing. Oh, where did you go? I just had you.
Let's see.
Oh, you're playing David. Yeah, you're David Cryptid Critters.
I got the critters this week. Yeah. Yeah, just kind of looking at the rosters. Kind of one or the other, I think. So let's see. They're predicting. I got a 9 point difference is on the prediction. So, yeah, I think I'll be okay. I think I'll be okay at the end.
Matt, what's your guys' prediction this week?
Well, let's see here. I should pretty handily beat them, 135 to 95.
Are you going to openly apologize to Shane live on stream right now?
Shane, I am so sorry that Russell Wilson is your quarterback. You should do the world a favor and just go ahead and bench him for this game, man. I think you're better off with Geno Smith, man. Yeah, I feel bad for you, buddy.
Yeah, Geno Smith, again, like we said, he's replacing Russ even in fantasy football. Brendan, I know you had a tough loss last week to the high-scoring team Dark Horse, who would have thought a few years ago Dark Horse, a team that drafted Tim Tebow in the 5th round, would be chasing that number 1 spot. I mean, how do you feel about last week's matchup, and how do you feel about this week's matchup against Mark and the California Sun Hitters?
Last week was hard just because going into Monday night I was so close, and for 2 3/4 of a quarter I was, I really thought I was either going to win by 3 or lose by 3, and then Addison got that 60-yard touchdown, and I knew the game was over at that point, and pretty much turned off the game and went to bed.
And now I did see rumblings on the league chat that you had reached out to try and trade PJ Walker to the Castle Rock Rams for Kenny Pickett. Is this true?
No.
No.
Did I do PJ Walker? I thought I did Deshaun Watson.
I don't know. I didn't look. I mean, you might have better luck taking Kenny Pickett if you put PJ Walker in that trade.
Hey, Brendan, you wanted Gus Edwards, and I was willing to give you Gus Edwards, and he had a monster weekend, and you could have had him.
That's kind of how I feel about the pick, or Blake offered me Josh Downs from Indianapolis for Devontae Adams, and there's going to be Downs and Chubbs for Adams, and now I'm kind of kicking myself for not taking it.
Could have had him.
Oh well.
And hey, Bobby, we saw you made a trade this week. How do you feel about that?
I think I did pretty good.
Now, how long were you looking to make that trade?
For a while.
For a while. Did you have to wear down the Sun Hitters to get the trade, or you guys were pretty amicable?
Yep.
Matt, is it true you're looking to trade?
Yeah, there's some potentials out there. I'm always like anyone else, I've always got an open ear. Anybody could be free game. Depends on the return package.
Are you looking to trade JT?
Like I said, I'm listening to anything and everything, man.
You perked Brendan. Look, he looked up. I think he's contemplating now.
I already tried.
Ty, what about you? Making any trades?
Not currently at the moment. Then again, on top of ours, I'm running 3 different other fantasy leagues, including a money pool.
I sent you a trade, Ty. I don't know if you've seen it yet.
Oh,
Dude,
Ty,
I've got a fractured foot. I've been down. I haven't really looked at those trades a lot.
we play each other this week, I see.
Yeah, you're projected to cream me. It's supposed to be about 140 to, I think it's supposed to be 140 to 80 and change. Something pretty close to that.
Yeah, I will say I felt pretty good about my score last week, considering 2 of my players. One didn't play. I totally forgot Metcalf was not playing. And then one just scored 0 points. Matt is on. He's making a trade live on the chat. We saw it going down.
Boom. Trade just happened. It went down. Effective immediately.
Whoa.
Josh Allen is on the move.
Wait. Do you really?
No.
Oh, okay.
Did you say Josh Allen is on the move?
I knew that would get everyone's looking up wait, what?
If anyone, I would expect you to trade Joe Burrow.
Old Joe Burrow, man, got to take him out back and kick the tires, make sure he's still up and running. But no, in real trade talk, so man, it looks like Broncos and Eagles might be making a trade here in the next day or two here.
You hear the rumors were heating up too. We might be getting Trey Lance too.
I don't know about that.
Is that a smart
Trey
idea?
Alexander for one of our
Brendan, how do you feel about? I mean, you already talked about you guys got a new safety. How do you feel about the rumors of Pat Surtain going to Philadelphia.
I don't
Tuxedo.
think Denver moves with that one, dude.
We already got a number 2, so he would need to change his number, but hey, he'd be perfect on the other side of Slay. Come on, why not? That would be a good
Now
duo.
with the trouble Kareem
Slay and
Jackson's getting
PS2.
in for the Broncos, I don't know that they'll do that.
Well, and
I think the asking price would be too high that they're not willing to do it.
we also know that there's rumors Indianapolis is heating up trade talks with Denver for Jerry Jeudy. Scott, do you like that? Bringing Jeudy in if they do make it go through?
Yeah. Actually, I'm pretty happy with the receivers we got, really. Not too bad. Now that we got Taylor to actually sign, Taylor and Moss in the back, and Downs and Pittman on the wings. I'm pretty glad with that. And Minshew will fill the bill for the year. At least he's more of a passer than a runner, so he won't get himself hurt by the end of the year. So I'm okay with. I'm kind of okay with where we're at.
Matthew.
Well, in Vikings, Matt, I heard might be trading some defensive players. Do you expect that to happen?
Yeah, I expect everything to be minute, nothing major, no huge shakeups. But I don't know. Vikings are right back into the thick of things. They're in I think 1 game out, no, 2 games out of first place right now. One of those, anything can happen.
Well, fishing's done for the year, dude. He's actually just selling some stuff again.
Well, and I saw Derrick Henry and Hopkins are being shopped openly by the Titans now.
Well, Henry for a running back, he's probably towards the end of his career now. He's no longer in his prime. He's not in his heyday. Running backs, you got to remember, only last 5 years, maybe 6 tops in the NFL anymore, just because they take so much beating. It's not like the old school days where they were around like Emmitt Smith, who just, a goat of his category there.
I don't know if he's the GOAT of that category. Walter Payton, number 1, Barry Sanders, number 2. Then
Hell,
Jim
even
Brown.
when
Jim
even
Brown
when,
might be 2. Then Barry, I don't know.
Yeah,
Walter Payton's the
always,
GOAT.
even when
great, man.
LaDainian Tomlinson was a Charger.
Yeah, LaDainian, another guy, played a long time. Yeah, but
Marshall
shortened their
Falk.
careers.
Marshall Falk deserves. He was doing crazy things.
Well, look at Terrell Davis, the potential Terrell Davis had, but he, injuries plagued his season or his career. Put him out early. It's just, it's unfortunate that, you get some really outstanding running backs and they don't cut it anymore. They get a couple good seasons and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I know. Scott, how is your running back situation? Talking about running back injuries and trades and stuff.
Well, you mean on my fantasy team?
Yeah, CMC and Barkley again.
Yeah. Well, at least Barkley's back on track, so that's good. McCaffrey's kind of been taking it a little easier the last couple of weeks, but he's still one that you can't get away from. So, I got Madison in my flex position, so kind of wish I could get a little bit more out of him. But yeah, Cousins is kind of slinging the ball around, so it makes it tough for Madison. But otherwise, it's doing okay. But you know what, guys? My dinner's ready, so I'm going to kick off here. Good luck to you all this week, okay?
All right, you too. Have a good weekend, Scott.
Bye.
All right, so that brings us to the favorite part of the week, predicting who will win. Captain Bob is going to start out. He is going to tell us first game tomorrow night. It's kind of weird because usually we do this on Tuesday, so I'm
Yeah,
not expecting it to automatically be tomorrow.
yeah,
But we have Tampa Bay going up to Buffalo. Both teams kind of hot and cold. Some more hot than others. Buffalo dealing with a lot of defensive injuries.
yeah.
Who are you picking, Bob?
Ooh, this one, Buffalo's dealing a lot of injuries. I gotta say Tampa Bay.
All right, Ty.
You know, as much as a shocker as it's been, that Baker Mayfield's actually showing up as a Buck, it could be one of those offensive battles between Chris Godwin's healthy, Stephon Diggs. It's a serious toss-up, but I'm gonna stick. It's predicted that Buffalo wins by about 8.5, but I'm gonna have to say Buffalo by 3. It's not gonna be a big spread.
Brendan.
I think it'll be a good game. I think Buffalo, though.
And then Matt, I know it puts you on the spot with your Wyoming jersey. Who are you picking? Tampa Bay, Buffalo.
New Buffalo still has Stephon Diggs, Josh Allen, Knox. They've got some heavy hitters still on the offensive side of the ball, dude. And I'm going to go with Josh Allen and the Bills on this one.
Yeah, for me as well, I'm taking Buffalo to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let's see, that brings us to the 11 a.m. slate on Sunday. New England traveling to a stadium they haven't done well in, even when they had Tom Brady, and that being the Miami Dolphins. Bob?
Miami.
Ty.
Yeah, definitely Miami, especially with as hot as Cheetah's been.
He's the modern wide receiver GOAT.
Yeah,
Brendan.
he's been hot, dude.
Miami. I think they'll rebound and be able to win.
Hey, if I'm starting an all-star team that can play today, and you have to combine different sports, I already know my baseball player, Mark Traylor, and let's bring on Tyreek Hill, the football player. I mean, that team going to go undefeated. Matt, how are you feeling about Patriots Dolphins?
Yeah, if it were New England, I might be leaning towards the Patriots just because right now it's weird. When they can get their team going, Belichick, he's got a way of working some sort of black magic. I think he sold his soul to the devil. But the Dolphins are taking care of business, man. They're going to be pumped up. They're fired. Back at home, they're taking care of business, man. And they got a redemption for the game up in Philly.
Yeah, I'm going to pick Miami as well, but who knows? I mean, I don't think any of us picked New England last week, so we shall see. And that brings us to the one game where even the away team is still at home, and that is when the New York Jets face off against the New York Giants. Bob, Battle of New York, who are you taking?
Giants.
You're taking the Giants. All right, Ty.
No, with this one, dude, I gotta go Jets.
Brendan.
Jets.
Matt.
I said it once before, when they played Denver, I'm going to go with those Jets, Jets.
Yeah, and this one's almost as easy as playing Denver, so let's give me the Jets as well. Let's see. Ooh, Jacksonville, Pittsburgh. This one could go either way, Bobby.
Steelers.
Brendan.
I think Jacksonville.
Ty.
Yeah, and Deontay Johnson just came back this last week to Pittsburgh, but I gotta go Jags here. As long as ETN and Lawrence stay hot, they're gonna cruise.
Matt.
This one's going to be a little bit of a tricky one. I mean, it's being played in Pittsburgh. Just they've been a very inconsistent team this year, and that's the hardest thing to go with them. When, on the other hand, Jacksonville has been very consistent. They're showing up and they're playing every single game, whether they're losing or not. They're still playing, and they play till the last whistle. I'm going to go with Jacksonville on this one, though.
Yeah, and personally for me as well, I'm going to go Jacksonville. That takes us to a game that could be the last for a couple of the Titans players. Obviously, trade deadline is next week, but we see Tennessee hosting Atlanta. Ty, how are you feeling about this one?
Funny you say it because I had to research it with playing with my brother and those guys in a pro pick 'em on Yahoo. And after doing the research, Tennessee's going to take Atlanta by 10.
Brendan?
I actually think it's going to go the other way. I think Atlanta's going to pull out a win.
Bobby?
Tennessee.
Ooh. All right, Matt.
Give me the Dirty Birds of Atlanta.
And Matt sets me up like last time to be the tiebreak. I was helping a coworker out today. We were doing our pick'em at work, the money pick'em or whatever. And I said, take Atlanta. I just think, they've been playing decent. They've been at least playing consistent, probably the most consistent team in that division. Titans already are offering a fire sale, so I think that is it. Atlanta's going to win this one. Ooh. This is when we beat a dead cat, and that is the poor Carolina Panthers at 0-7. They or 0-6, I guess. They didn't play last week. But the 0-6 Carolina Panthers hosting the hot 3-3 Houston Texans. Matt, who are you taking here? I know you're a cat yourself, but are you sticking with the Cats to get their first win, or are you taking Houston?
Man, this is tough. I'm going to go on a limb. I'm going to go with Carolina on this one. Carolina beat Houston. As difficult it is to say, I just think, Carolina's due to get a win. I don't see them going defeated the whole season, so I think this is one of their weeks they win.
Right. If Arizona can win, they can win. Bobby.
Carolina gets their first win.
Brendan.
Houston.
Ty.
Yeah. It is tough, but I'm going to go out on a limb and go with Houston on this one. Adam Thielen's questionable. They're down a running back. They're a little beat up in Carolina, so I think Stroud best Carolina this week.
Yeah, I'm going to take Houston on this one as well. That takes us to the LA Rams traveling to Dallas to play the Cowboys. Brendan, as our Eagle correspondent, how do you feel about this one?
I think that the Cowboys are going to have a little bit of jet lag from having a bye week and not doing anything. So I think the Rams will be able to pull off a win. And yeah.
All right, Bobby.
I say Rams.
All right, Ty.
This one was kind of a head scratcher for me because I had to have my picks in by midnight tonight. But I don't know. It's going to be kind of tough. Part of my stomach's one way, the other part's the other way. So we're going to go with the Cowboys on this one. Should be a close game, but we'll see.
Matt.
It's not, Wyoming, but It's Cowboys. I'm going to go with the Cowboys on this one. It's going to be a good battle, though. I think this is going to be one of the better games to watch this week.
Yeah, you have Cup going against Gallup, and
To go out on a limb, I will say the Rams win this one. Broke the tie the other way this time, Matt. Oh, and that brings us to a matchup in the frozen tundra. One that after they lost the Broncos in a worst game I've seen in a long time. I already know I'm gonna pick Minnesota in this one, but let's hear it from Brendan.
I think Minnesota can. I think they've decided that they can click on right cylinders and get stuff going. So hopefully they can continue their run game, because their run game, I think, helped against the 49ers. So, they weren't doing much when they were losing with their run game. So hopefully with the run game opening up some, win again.
Well, and Matt, we'll go to you. I mean, you got to feel pretty good if a player like Russell Wilson can have an average game against this team. What can a player like Kirk Cousins do against the Green Bay Packers?
And secondly, it's not in prime time, so I really like the Vikings odds this game. We play in a cold weather state as well, so it's not a disadvantage for the Vikings. They do have outdoor practice facilities too, and it's not quite frozen yet. So Kirk Cousins has a heyday with against the Packers. Go Vikings. Skull, baby.
Bobby?
Minnesota beats Green Bay.
Ty, are you going to go Green Bay at all, or are you also going consensus pick Minnesota?
no, I'll be honest with you, dude. I don't think Jordan Love's meant to be somewhere like Green Bay. He went to college in a warm weather state. He doesn't play well with Green Bay. And Madison and Cousins were doing really well this past weekend, and their defense did the same. So you got to stick with the Vikes this week.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, if the Broncos could play average and beat the Green Bay Packers, I think the Vikings will be fine this one.
The video chat.
All right, that brings us. There's a lot of 11 o'clock games today or this week. We have New Orleans going to Indianapolis. Bobby, who do you think?
Oh, Indianapolis Colts.
Brendan.
I think the Colts can bounce back and they'll take it.
Ty.
That's kind of tough. I'm going to stick with the Saints this week.
And then Matt.
Dude, every time I pick the Saints, they disappoint and let me down. I think Indianapolis is going to be fired up, losing a game that they should have won if it wasn't for some terrible calls by the referees yet again another week. I think Indianapolis plays with a little chip on their shoulder. They come out and they pretty much manhandle the Saints.
Yeah, and I'm going Indianapolis as well. If they can do that against the Browns defense, I mean, what can they do here, Speaking of teams that let average teams score a lot of points, the Commanders let the Broncos score quite a bit of points. Now they are hosting Philadelphia. Matt, how do you feel about
Joke of a matchup, dude.
Dude, Philly will handle business, man. Right now, they've become new Lions team. You're not until they lose. I'm not picking against them. Eagles are winning this one.
Bobby?
Philadelphia.
Ty?
Philly for sure.
All right, and Brendan, as the Eagles correspondent, again, how do you feel about this one?
I think it'll be a close matchup again. A few weeks ago when they faced Philadelphia, when Philadelphia faced the Commanders, they went to overtime to beat them. So I think it could be a closer matchup than some people are thinking, just because it is a divisional game. But I do think Philly is able to take care of business and get the win.
Yeah, and I agree as well. It is a divisional game, so it could make it a close one, but I do think Philly in the end, especially now they're getting some new pieces, I think they're going to pull that one off easy. Maybe not easy, but they are pulling it off.
Gibson hasn't been 100% either, though. That's going to be a big factor.
Well, and we'll see how long Howell can stay healthy because he's been sacked more than anyone in the league history. He's on projected to beat Carr's record by 20 sacks. So yeah, you gotta feel bad for him. Brings us to Arizona. Hopefully they're wearing those red ones because I don't know, their jerseys are terrible, terrible jerseys, guys. I don't know who designed them.
Black's atrocious.
Yeah. But they are playing Lamar Jackson and Baltimore. Again, they've been good, but they've also lost to the teams they probably should have beat. Brendan, where do you see this one going? I mean, I know you've been in Arizona, you've seen Stadium. How do you feel?
Who do they face?
Baltimore.
Oh, Baltimore will win.
All right, we got a Baltimore. Bobby.
Baltimore.
Ty.
Baltimore.
Matt.
Edgar Allan Poe wins this game.
Yep. Fun fact: they are named after Edgar Allan Poe's poem "The Raven." Obviously, he's well associated with the city of Baltimore. Whew. Could be a tough game we're looking at right now. Last time these two teams played, one of the quarterbacks could not even pass for the length of a football field. And then it is the Kansas City Chiefs coming mile high to play the Broncos. Bobby, as our Bronco fan, our biggest Bronco fan, he has switched. He took the Nuggets off. He put the Broncos back on. I don't know.
Upset City.
Upset City. Okay. So you're saying they're gonna win?
Yep.
Do you think Russell Wilson passes for more than one football field this time?
Yes.
Okay. All right. There's our prediction. Bobby says at least 100 yards. Matt, I know you're a Russell Wilson correspondent. I mean, you've done a lot of studies here. I mean, we even know you picked the Las Vegas Golden Knight goalies over Russell Wilson. Do you have any faith? What's your over/under? Do you think he throws less than 98 yards this time?
He'll make it to 25 yards. No, he'll get his 100 yards, but it's not going to be in good number fashion. It's going to still be pretty sad.
Well, and I know we've talked about the Rockies doing this, but would the Broncos be winning more games if they brought in the best baseball player of all time, Mark Traylor, to play quarterback?
Dude, Mark Traylor would kill it, dude. Look at his arms, his biceps, dude. I think he could throw the football into the parking lot from the goal line, he'd launch that shit over the stadium, man. Put in Traylor, baby.
All right, so we got to hear Mark Traylor. Come save the Rockies, come save the Broncos, but Matt is putting up the Kansas City. Again, Matt, it's really nice you put my initials on a football helmet again.
Team Culz are going to win.
Yeah, go Keegan.
Taylor Swift's going to come, and the Broncos just are going to, I think, drop to 0-17 now against the Chiefs in the last 17 games.
I forgot this could be the week the Kansas City Chiefs become the 1972 Miami Dolphins, at least against the Broncos, as they go 17-0 in the last 17 matchups. And just for that, give me Kansas. I mean, you guys know I was going to pick Kansas City.
That's just a crazy stat, though, man. For one team to have such dominance over another team.
Yeah, I mean that is.
I mean, I'm sure Kansas City fans are asking this question right here that I have on my screen to Bronco fans.
Yeah, Matt is saying, are the Chiefs saying, "Who's your daddy?" to the Denver Bronco fans?
I think we're going to get a win because it's going to be cold anyway. It's going to be pretty cold Sunday.
Yeah, but Kansas City gets cold too.
I was like Bob asked Brendan, man. Kansas City is not a warm state either, man.
Yeah.
It's also
supposed to
very
be a high of
windy.
40 on Saturday.
Yeah, so Brendan, now that you've helped us with the weather forecast, help us predict this matchup.
I think Russell Wilson's going to throw for 99 yards, and on that 100th yard, he's going to get intercepted. And the Kansas City Chiefs are going to win by a bigger margin than on Thursday night a few weeks ago.
All right, Ty.
Yeah, I mean, we did get a couple players back on the off. I mean, Denver did anyway. But there's a reason Kelsey and Mahomes are the best duo in the NFL. So I really hope I'm wrong, but KC by 17.
Yeah, and see, I'm digging what Brendan's saying. Like we're talking about, I'm feeling it. The 17-0 Miami Dolphins are coming alive this week. It's going to be a close game, 7-7, right? And then the Broncos are going to go for a trick play. Russell Wilson bobbles it for a pick six to lose the football game, just like he did the Super Bowl. All right, so we all picked the Chiefs.
And what's her face is going to be here too. For the
What?
Taylor Swift.
Young.
Yeah, we talked about that. We've mentioned that, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found it funny that Brittany Mahomes and Taylor Swift created their own handshake during last week's game.
I saw that.
So now that's going to be a thing anytime they're in a press box together.
Yeah.
Let's see if I took a screenshot. I think maybe it was on Twitter.
It was on Twitter and Instagram both.
Yeah.
Might have even been on Facebook.
Where did I find that? Was it? Oh, I guess I didn't take the screenshot, but it was the picture of Jackson Mahomes behind Taylor Swift, and then on the other side it showed AJ Styles and The Undertaker, and they're like, it's the same energy. Oh, right.
How about this Pat right now? Sorry, just real quick. It popped up on the TV yesterday. I don't remember. I think it was just ESPN. It may have even been on the Pat McAfee show. But Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes now combined winning percentage is higher than that of Mr. Belichick and Tom Brady. Granted, Belichick and Brady had a lot more years together, so there's still quite a few games to catch up on. But they have I think it's like a 0.847 winning percent now, or just some ridiculous number right now. So the Chiefs they own everybody,
Yeah, no, I get that. It's a lot of crazy statistics coming out. I mean, and plus they got the wide receiver back last week. They traded for him, so we shall see. I was kind of surprised they didn't get Frank Clark back, but he went back home to Seattle, who's our
Frank
next
Clark,
team.
right?
Yep.
I saw that trade.
Yeah, he got signed. Well, it said he would be signed, pending physical, whatever.
He passed his physical, dude. He signed.
Yeah. No worries there from us. The Seattle Seahawks hosting Cleveland, who might be a better team with PJ Walker starting. Again, Brendan, I heard PJ Walker coming to Castle Rock Rams for Kenny Pickett. You put it in there, I'll accept it. I'll do it.
Sure you will.
All right, you might have to put Deshaun. Now, at least I know I'll get a quarterback. You put those two up, I will give you Kenny Pickett. Whoa, what's going on with the Chiefs?
Trying to
Somebody's
find
doing
what she
some
did.
web
That
search.
thing.
All right. Remember, this is a family-oriented show, so careful. No searching for nothing bad while we're on live. Brendan, Cleveland or Seattle?
I think
Oh,
that's a hard one.
Whoa! Put it down. Put it down, Bobby.
Careful.
You're gonna get us like copyright strike. We're gonna
I'll
get
go
banned
see.
off YouTube. All right, Bobby, Cleveland, Seattle.
Cleveland. After what I saw last week, let them come back like that. Cleveland.
Ty.
Well, Cleveland's still without Nick Chubb, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he's out for the year.
Yeah. So with that being said, and there's a good chance Njoku doesn't play. He's highly questionable. We'll go Seahawks.
Right.
I'm gonna have to go with that Pacific Northwest team as well. The Seattle Seahawks.
Home of the Bigfoot.
Cleveland just took too many injuries last week.
I don't know. I have been concerned about this because Cleveland's defense is really good. Again, if I show this, they always win when I show this. So I'm gonna give off the good vibes for the Browns fans, but my mouth is gonna say the Seattle Seahawks.
Sticking with the Seabirds.
I gotcha. I gotta.
How's DK doing?
I mean, I'm sure he'll play. That was a late.
It sounds
late
like he will.
decision. Yeah, that was a late.
It did say
decision.
questionable on Yahoo Fantasy, but it sounds like he's slated to play.
Yeah.
So,
Ooh, speaking of injuries, we have the injury-riddled San Francisco 49ers trying not to drop their third straight, but hosting the second best wide receiver in the NFL, Jamar Chase, and the Cincinnati Bengals.
but there's also a chance that Joe Burrow doesn't play. So you might be down both starters.
Yeah, but I will
Makes it
take.
interesting.
Are you taking Sam Darnold to win this one, Ty?
It really depends on the status of, Burrow. It really sucks to have Purdy out for San Francisco. But McCaffrey's been on a roll too. But then again, Jamar Chase hasn't exactly skipped a beat coming back from injury. I feel like San Francisco is going to bounce back on this one. So we'll go Niners.
Brendan.
I don't know. It's I'm going to say 40 or the Bengals. I think the 49ers defense showed me last week that they're not as good as they are capable of, and with McCaffrey being banged up and Deebo Samuel not being there, I don't know how much offense the 49ers can produce. So, and I don't know how good Sam Darnold's going to be in that system. I mean, it's his first year as a backup and everything for that system. I know that Kyle Shanahan does have a quarterback-friendly offense, but I don't know how much I can trust it. So I'm going to say the Bengals.
Bobby.
Cincinnati.
Matt.
Dude, Shanahan's going to get the boys back on track here. The 49ers have had some rough games here the last couple weeks. I don't see them losing 3 in a row.
I hate to say it for all our viewers that hail from the Golden Arch State, with the Bay City, but San Francisco is going to lose this one.
You have to give it to him. Kittle's been on fire.
It's been on fire, but now he's working with Darnold. Debo's out.
Doesn't matter. He's got probably the biggest hands out of tight ends in the league.
Yeah, but now with Debo out, you can put more people on him. I just think Cincinnati, they have too much offense compared to San Francisco, and I know Joe Burrow has been slowly working towards that completion percentage record, so we'll see if he can get back to it. Brings us to an odd Sunday night choice with the Chargers hosting the Chicago Bears. Bobby, who are you picking this one?
Chicago Bears.
Yeah, I know.
Brendan.
They were actually saying that maybe Justin Fields was the problem child of Chicago. How do you feel about that, Keegan?
Yeah, they forget like Justin Fields went 8 touchdowns to 1 interception over 2 games. So, you know who was the problem child? The one that got traded to the Miami Dolphins. You all know who I'm talking about.
He was a problem.
Because what is their record since they traded him? What is the Dolphins' record since they got him activated?
Well, and they showed his amazing skills and effort he put in blocking the Eagles this past weekend when he was on the field.
Yeah, it's almost like what he did with the Bears.
I don't know if I can trust the Chargers at this point.
Ty?
Man, it's going to get harder as every week goes on. But as long as Keenan Allen can get on track, Austin Eckler stays healthy. I'm going to go Chargers on this one.
Right.
No. I think I'm with Ty on this one. I think Chargers take care of it. I think the Bears are just the Bears, I think that's the easiest thing you can say. The Bears are the Bears.
The Bears are the Bears, and that means they're going to come in and beat the Chargers. I mean, Staley's on borrowed.
It'll be a close game.
But I don't think it's going to be a blowout. It's not going to be that 30-12 smacking of the Raiders that they gave them with a backup quarterback. But I
think I had them slated 27-20.
Yeah, I definitely think the Bears come in and beat the Chargers by at least 6 points. Possibly the Chargers do what the Chargers do and lose the game when they're not supposed to. Waste and Justin Herbert, that's what I'm going to say. Monday night, talking about those Raiders who probably going to get smoked again. But they're traveling to Detroit, Motor City, Dan Campbell, as Pat McAfee calls them, and the Lions. Brendan.
Detroit.
Bobby.
Detroit.
Ty.
And Laporta's been hot as nuts, dude. You got to go Detroit. Here's Garoppolo has been atrocious, as usual.
I mean, he was bad, but he wasn't as bad as Hoyer was last week.
No, but
I mean, that was
playing Goff and having Laporta, and they have a decent run game.
Yeah, this one's gonna.
I think Detroit could pull it up double digits on them.
Matt.
I think you're all crazy, man. How can you pick against one of the greatest young head coaches in the league right now, in Josh McDaniels?
Young.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. I was thinking of the other McDaniel out of Miami, not McDaniels.
Yeah, and I think he used to be the Broncos ball boy.
Yep. I think Josh McDaniels is a clown, and he's going to continue to prove that he is not a head coach. Dude, the Raiders, I don't even know. It's going to be like putting the Giants in prime time. I think they're 0-4 right now. This is the Raiders, third or fourth game. They've won one, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to get smoked, dude.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree. In fantasy football this week, probably want to start those Lions offensive starters. If you're going against those offensive starters, I do apologize because I do think Detroit is probably going to win by at least 17 points this week over the Raiders.
Thankfully, I have Laporta.
Yeah, we'll see. Dark horse. I know they got a lot out of Addison last week, but St. Brown might be getting some points this week. Bobby, where are you watching the football game this week?
If it's cold, I'm gonna try to make it up to Duke's maybe.
All right, Bobby's going to Duke's. Matt, any game time projections for you? Any special things going on sports wise for you this weekend?
I got a wedding this week on Saturday. Not my own. Unfortunately, I would have told everyone though.
Hey, thanks for the invite.
Right? My bad. Sorry, but no, another person, friend of the Culz Paranormal group, Mr. Pandolfi, aka Big Mike, is getting married this
I saw that.
weekend.
Yeah.
So, I will be in attendance at his wedding, so looking forward to that. As far as the Broncos game, Vikings game, all that stuff, I don't know. You know, I got that new TV at home. Sounds pretty nice.
Ty, anything for you this weekend?
No, until I can get this L5 fracture in my foot figured out because it's blowing out my knee and my hip both. I'm pretty much locked into either a couch or a bed watching TV.
You just need to stop getting old.
Hey, I can thank my 125-pound Labrador.
Oh yeah, right. Those damn dogs. You love them so much, but sometimes they're so innocent. They create.
All it took was him plopping on my foot.
Oh,
I thought it would just be a sprain.
Wow.
Brendan, what about you?
Probably just from home. I think this is a weekend to relax. Don't have any craft shows or anything anywhere, and I just got my deck rebuilt this past weekend, so no big projects. Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, I will not be watching any of the games probably this weekend. I'll probably be on the road, driving those times back. Matt's putting something in front. Oh, he's putting a Chiefs.
I think we're gonna upset Casey Sunday.
Keep getting this is for you, buddy. KC, man.
Hell yeah.
Whoa.
That's my initials right there. Yeah, I know we're up in Adams State helping with the college and building their teams. So always a good time, but I know we'll probably be leaving there at 10 o'clock. Probably get back about 3, depending on the weather. So, I mean, it's not supposed to be that bad down here. Just cold, but I will probably miss most of the games. But, you know, for anyone out there, if you guys want to read some books on sports, I mean, there's Automatic. There's one Brendan might be interested in. It's about the Steagles. It's called The Last Team Standing. How the Steelers and the Steagles, saved pro football during World War II. So there's some recommendations for you guys. Before we end off the World Series predictions, Bobby, who is winning how many games?
Oh God. Let's see. I like the Arizona Diamondbacks in 5.
Brendan.
Where's a coin? I'm going to coin flip in 7.
Matt, you got your
No, we did some remodeling and it's currently put away. I've got a.
Well, I guess if it's going to 7, then the Rangers will.
I got a magnet, you know, man cave versus like just a back, you know.
Okay, who okay, what side?
I guess I'll say Rangers in 7 because if it gets to a game 7, the Rangers manager is 5-0 in game 7s of the MLB postseason. So if Diamondbacks are to win, it's going to have to be at least in 6.
Ty.
After watching all 3 of the series between LA, Philly, and everything, they weren't supposed to beat Philly. They overcame it. They were favored against the Dodgers by 1.
They were the last team to
It's going to
clinch
be an
it.
offensive battle, not defensive, when it comes to pitching is going to be even. Well, let's go Diamondbacks in 6.
Matt.
I'm going to flip the script on that one. I'm going to go with the Rangers in 6. I just think the Rangers have too much power up and down their lineup. Philly only had 4 good hitters out of that whole lineup. Texas can beat you 1 through 9. It's going to be a great series. I mean, when you look at it this way, I think they said 2 seasons ago, both teams were 100 losses in.
Over.
Yeah, so
They
hey,
both
maybe
averaged 110 losses.
Rockies, maybe? Nah, until we get a new owner, there's no shot in hell for the Rockies joining that ranks. But I'm kind of excited for baseball that, all these powerhouse teams got knocked out. We've got what should be a really good World Series matchup. The ratings are probably not going to be there just because it's not 2 high-powered teams and people are turned off by that. But I think for the mid-market areas like, us in Colorado type, this is a World Series we can get behind because they're 2 teams that are considered underdogs.
Well, since I was going to pick Arizona in 6, I will be different and say Arizona in 5. How about that? There we go. There's your predictions. There's your
This is
World
the-
Series predictions.
This is the first year that MLB expanded their playoffs, right? And allowed that 6th seed to be in.
I think it started last year.
Still pretty impressive that it's only been 2 years now, and the 6th seed Diamondbacks, who were the last team to clinch a spot, is in the World Series.
Yeah.
Because I think last year it was the Phillies who were that 6th seed, and they got in and they got to the World Series as well. But yeah, no, it's 2 years in a row now, at least for the National League, that whoever's been sitting in that 6th seed has come all the way to the World Series.
And again, Matt, what do we say to the Rockies owners? How are we going to turn this franchise around when we become owners?
Mark Trailer, baby.
Yeah, bring us Mark Trailer. We will double the victories. Who else will bring Hawkins in from Garden City Wind? I mean, look at that. 2 of those right now, already more talent than the entire Rockies. And Rockies deserve a championship pennant, right? We need that. I mean, you feel bad. They for a long time they were called the discount Yankees because of their uniforms.
I thought about picking up a Rockies. What are they called? Jerseys?
Yeah,
Sweaters? I don't know what they're called.
jersey.
But they had the Charlie Blackmon white ones with the green mountains on sale for cheap. I thought about picking up one just because it's Blackmon. He deserves a ring.
You guys have any good jersey deals in Kansas right now?
Just the same ones that we've already had.
Which
Aaron
are
Rodgers is still sitting there.
$49 still?
Yeah.
I mean,
Actually, I think it's up to 69, but it's kids.
I could use it.
Dude, hey, Shills is still trying to get rid of their Russell Wilson jerseys. I think you can still pick one of those up for, I think they dropped to like $39.99 now.
That's because they know Russell Wilson is out next week or next year.
I think the fans of Denver finally are realizing it that this guy's an ass clown as well. He's just not the guy.
No.
That's because now they got to defend another of their players, Kareem Jackson.
Yep.
I mean,
That guy needs to be.
Dude, I got it. Move Kareem Jackson to quarterback. Problem solved. He won't lead with his head anymore.
he probably still would lead with his head. He'd be knocking out.
For a diving, he'd pull the John Elway helicopter jump or something,
You saw what he did to his own defensive player. That's what he took out a Broncos player against the Chargers. That's
be like,
what
Jerry
happened.
Judy, you don't want to catch the ball. He'll run at him and just like headbutt him off and be like, catch that shit next time.
Yeah, no, I know there was a heated Twitter exchange. I wasn't part of that, but I mean, I guess I was involved in it, but I was not the the heated part of it. I was just posting pictures of all the different hits. It's quite easy to find. Just look up a Bronco game with Kareem Jackson. Even against the Bears, he led with his head, but did not cause an injury that time. So, and he even went down. That's the thing. Like even like Washington, he jumped into the air to do it. So I don't know. There's your guys' thoughts. We will talk to you guys next week, possibly on Monday during Monday Night Football.
I saw some baseball cards today at Target for like the whole set for 23 and up. They said it's like $23.99 or something, $29.99.
We should have picked them up.
Like then I saw a tag next to it. It said $59.99. I'm like 59 or 29.
I mean, my guess is the 59.
For what?
Well, Papa has a pocket knife. No,
But yeah, next week again it'll probably be a weird streaming day just because I know Halloween is the next week.
Yeah,
But we will keep you guys updated until next time. Though, more sports chat to your left, more Cool's Paranormal to your right.
You say live from Las Vegas next week? What? We're coming live from Vegas next week?
Live from Las Vegas. Yeah,
Do it.
And just to warn the viewers, Vegas may look like my background right now. This is a Photoshop back here, so I just use it, But I'll be
Next week, we're going to come live from Las Vegas. It may look like a still picture behind us, but it's going to be Las Vegas, I promise. But we will see you guys on next probably Monday. Our first live stream during a game. That'll be kind of fun to do. So we will see you next week.
Yeah.